Well, hello YouTube. Good morning. Here we are. We have ourselves a start to another day. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, of course, today I need to go out and make a run out and pay a few things. You know, pretty much that time of month again where, well, still got to keep things together. Even though powers that be are trying to starve you out, you know, drown you out, push you out, you still do your best to, well, keep things afloat until such a time as, well, they come back around and everything can be, well, where it needs to be. Well, of course, yesterday I kind of went on a little bit of a binge on the old internets there, and I applied for pretty much anything that I could find, which is kind of my strategy lately. I figure if I can apply for even jobs that I don't want, eventually something you think will pop on along. You know, I used to think of jobs to be a career, like something to stay with. And in the last year or two, I'm starting to change my focus, and maybe the job is only meant for 6-8 months or a year. So if you take a job in a field that you don't really want to be in, but it pays the bills, and that's really all that matters, right? And eventually, you know, your dream job might come along, and if that's the case, then, well, hey, you have the choice at that time to make a jump for it, or, well, stay where you're at. So, of course, guys, after filling out all those questionnaires and employment surveys and everything all these big companies get you to do, my brain was pretty much like mush yesterday. And, well, I needed to take a break for a little bit and get things, well, squared back away, at least so I can think and remember who I was. It's almost like they give you a psych evaluation, you know, a psychological test to see how crazy you are. Because a lot of these questions didn't make any sense at all, and they'd ask you them the same question, sometimes forward and backwards, using different words in different order, and it's like, well, I'm not going to change my answer, whether it was the first time or the second time. So, you know, I did one questionnaire that was 180 questions, and I'll probably never hear back from that company. Why was it such a detailed questionnaire? Were they trying to get a guy to break, to get a guy to snap, maybe give up, you know? Was that part of their strategy? And then the other 4 that I did, they were all different companies, however they used the same type of form. Probably even the same company to do it, you know, so a lot of those could have been done on like a generic process where you just did it once and it worked itself out. But got those all filled out and sent away. You know, something that'll last 3-4 months. That's all I'm really looking for. Get through the winter. Come spring, hopefully things have turned back around and we can, well, roll on from there. So, probably going to head her on out, pay a few things, keep the powers that be at bay for another few weeks, and then we're good to go. Little bit of a update. Well, of course, just got back a few minutes ago from running around. That was far less painful than what I thought it was going to be. Stressing out about it for, well, the last 2 weeks or so, and as the day draw closer, it got more and more and more, and the anxiety kicks in and all that. So I got that took care of for another couple of weeks. I got one more large hurdle that I've got to take care of. Then, well, we'll be back on a roll, or at least figured out how to take care of it, then back on a roll. Way I figure is I got about another month to take care of them. And then that's when things start to, well, they get all upset. So whether I've got to find an alternative method or a change. I don't know exactly what way they want to go, but we'll have to make another couple of phone calls and see what their preferred methods are. Well, I made another phone call, found out that I had a little something waiting for me. Something that I knew that I had kicking around, but apparently they tried to send it to me a couple of times, and they had the address wrong. I have no idea why, but the forms that I filled out were correctly, but apparently when they entered it in the computer they dropped a digit, so therefore, well, it was returned 3 or 4 times over the last couple of years. So I know it's not large, but it'll help out with 1 or 2 small things. So of course, pretty much just playing the waiting game now. They'll be starting to go through their resumes and applicants and stuff, and I'll probably get a couple of phone calls, people wanting interviews and that, hopefully. Get, down there and get an interview down or 2. And, well, we'll see how it goes from there. The one that I had, whatever it's been, 3-4 days ago now, they said they would either call me later that day or the next, and it hasn't happened yet, and it's been 4 days, so I'm gonna have to assume that, it was a no-go. I guess that's the way it is. You gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, so, you have a few interviews that are duds. Eventually you'll get one that's a winner, and, well, you stick with it for as long as you can, I suppose. So, pretty much, guys, gonna go inside, decide what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. I'm kind of sleep deprived, haven't slept much in the last couple of days, so I might end up crashing, or I might end up pushing on through. So if I don't see ya, then we'll see ya later on this evening. A little bit of a evening update. Well, of course, went online, did a few more searchings, looked for a few more things to explore, and I found a couple more, which I guess you never know what they'll materialize into over the next while. Somebody once told me you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, regardless of whether you, make a goal or, or not. You miss them all, right? So if you take a shot and you strike out, well, at least you attempted, right? So I've been doing that, kind of applying for anything, regardless of whether it's not my expertise or line of work or dream job, and we'll see what happens. Well, I got a phone call from, our healthcare system. First I thought it was for me, because of course I'm waiting for a couple myself, and here it was for a family member that had listed me as contact information, so they couldn't get a hold of the other person, so they called me instead, which I don't mind at all, because sometimes it's easier to talk to me than it is to the other person, and got things all squared away there and good to go. Then I ended up getting a call back from one of the other places that I applied to, so I might have another interview. I have to call down tomorrow, and during business hours, because by the time I received the message and stuff like that, they had already closed. So of course, it's kind of the way she goes, right? So you never know what'll come of that. Might be just an interview, or it could be something to do for the winter months. So we'll have to see how all that works on out. So of course, I'm probably just going to do a little bit of editing. I'm trying to work on that monster truck footage still. I need to find the overlays still for it, just with everything going on. It's been taking an extreme back burner, and I probably could use the footage coming up here for in-between footage to use, so I'll probably try to get that knocked off, and then, well, it'll all be good. So gonna go see what I can find for supper, maybe end up making a run downtown. I need to pick up a couple of things, and, away we roll. Well, hello YouTube, here we are. Well, the evening was a good evening. Had a really good supper, had some relaxation. Decided to head her on out and look for some clothing and a few things. It's not really in the budget. However, if you're trying to put the best foot forward for an interview, you want to look professional. You don't want to show up in an old shirt and blue jeans with oil and cuts in them or whatever, right? And even though your new shirt, even though your old shirt was new just a few months earlier, they do take a beating. And well, same with your pants, right? And they got to be professional looking, because well, some of these jobs that I am applying for are in the public eye, and they want to see how well you look or how well you can clean up. If I was working a night job, whatever it would be, or even back delivery driving, they're a little bit relaxed on what you wear, as long as it's not short shorts and tank top kind of a deal, right? But when you're in the public eye and such, they want you to look a certain way. So went out, found what I could find, and spent a little bit. Every dollar that goes out is one that hurts, but at the same time, it could bring, well, more dollars in, right? I just got back home a few minutes ago. Sure busy out there on the town. People still driving around and such. Got ourselves a big full moon. I have no idea where it is right now in the sky, but it must be setting pretty low behind the trees. But that means people are going to be crazy for the next little bit. But pretty much, guys, thanks for joining me on this, another wonderful vlog. Kind of paid some stuff for another week or two. Got those guys at bay, so everybody's happy. And around we go. And of course, guys, remember, we do have the post office box. Send me your letters, your fan mails, your decals, your nonsense, your gibberish. And, hey, tell your friends about the channel. Let's see how far we can, get this baby to grow. Both the vlogging channel and Maxwell's World channel and the Fire Pit channel, as well as the social media pages. Links are down in the description, as well as the address is down there for the fan mail box. Send me your stuff, and away we roll. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.